Hello everyone! It is October 12th and I have another kiln opening today. The last one I did was before the Vinaigrette show in September, and it was so rushed. I opened it at night and it was so dark, so I wasn't able to video it. So sorry about that. Anyway, so I've got another show this weekend, the Weber's Family Pumpkin Festival, and that's here in Cincinnati. It's down on Kilby Road, which is off of River Road, between River Road and Harrison Avenue. Anyway, that is Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 5 on Saturday. No, 9 to 6 on Saturday and 9 to 5 on Sunday. So it should be fun. It's a huge festival, like 400 vendors there. But anyway, so I have a kiln opening. So I had, as you know, the bisque firing, I think almost 50% of it cracked or blew up, which, it happens, right? It happens. So, could be worse. You see, I have my Sanibel shirt on today, my Sanibel Island shirt, because, Sanibel's one of my favorite places on earth. I've been going there I'm 60 years old. I've been going there since I was probably 12. We usually don't stay on the island, though, because we never had that kind of money. But, when I went down there as a family, we went down in a truck camper or a tent. But anyway, so I had a few pieces that survived. And so that's what I've got here today. So I don't know how exciting it'll be. I'm almost afraid to look. I'm looking at some of my pumpkin things here. Anyway, so before I bore you completely. Oh, and then if you see if you see all the band-aids on my hand, and you're wondering what the heck happened, we decided to adopt a couple kittens because we had to put 2 of our dogs down in the last month, and it was very, very difficult for us. And we thought, get kittens, they said. It'll be fun, they said. And it has been fun. It has been fun. But I tried to grab one today, and they're from a shelter, so I don't know what they've been through. And I tried to grab one today, and she didn't like that, and she bit me and scratched me, and so you might see them hopping around here. I got one laying down here on the ground. I'll show you. I'll show you her. They're sweet. That's Millie. Okay, so she's the angel. Hi, Molly. She's the little angel. The little devil cat, Millie. She'll probably be in here. I hope I don't step on them. But anyway, so you see all the band-aids. That's what happened. Okay, so like I said, unfortunately, you might have seen me throw some of that black porcelain. And I don't think a lot of it survived. Well, there's a few pieces here I'll show you. This is one. I kind of like that. So this is just a hand-built platter. You can see how dark that porcelain is. It's a beautiful clay. Yeah, so and I was going to paint on here, but then I just kind of like the rusticness of it. So I think I made 5 similar to this. So there's some in the bottom of the kiln. One cracked. So this is just the black porcelain with the white slip on there. I did that at the greenware stage, and then I bisque fired it, and then I put the clear on it. So, but I'll show you some more of those. And these things I did. Gosh, I did these at the very last minute. I really didn't think I'd get them in. Just little pumpkin lanterns. That turned out cute. I was gonna put holes in the side for a wire, but I didn't. They weren't real tall, and I thought you just set them on a table and maybe just put a little votive candle in there. That turned out cute. I like the color too. I think I only have a couple this color. They're cute. They're all a little different. This did turn out cute. I'm going to make some snowmen like this. for the winter. Because, you know, the thing with snowmen is you can use them, you know, 4 months, whereas the pumpkins really is just one event. So this turned out cute. There's a little bit of, and that's probably my fault for rushing. There's a little bit of crawling. You can see just a couple dots. See that? Where it crawled. And that's probably because I was in a hurry and did not wash them off. Sometimes my firings are really dusty. Some people say they don't have dust in their bisque firings, but I don't know. I do. And it's an old kiln, but it's already been used when I bought it, so it's very clean. But there's a little bit of crawling in there too. But there's, you know, if they were food items, it would be a problem, but it's not. It's just, see, there's some crawling. So, and I usually wipe them off with a sponge. But I just love the pumpkins. They're fun. They're fun. I really like these. These turned out cute. I like them. Like them. So hopefully something's turning out, right? So, okay, now these. So, yeah, this is the black porcelain. So after, I don't know, you probably saw me, I showed these in a video. I didn't make them in a video. Like I said, I was kind of rushed, which I usually am. But you probably saw me throw the mugs, but you didn't see me put the handles on. And so I made like 8 of them, and I think 5 of them blew up in the bisque kiln. So I was so disgusted with myself. Instead of hand painting on here, I just dipped them in this glaze. It's a beautiful glaze. Okay, so now you see, I don't know if you can actually even see how beautiful this is, but this is Tortuga. I think I bought 25 pounds or 10 pounds of the dry mix from Kentucky Mudworks, and so I just mixed it up. So these I dipped. So what I did was I dipped the top part in the Tortuga. I love saying that, they're Tortuga. And then I put that Patel latex on the bottom, and I dipped them in doe skin. Now, doe skin acts kind of funny on the dark clay. See how dark it is? That's actually a cream, a white creamy glaze. But because it's on, and it probably went on thin. If it goes on thin, it turns dark. See how you can see where it's thick, it's still nice and creamy. But I actually like that though. I think that looks really pretty. Yeah, I'm happy with those. So, and I like how it ran down over the top a little bit. Yeah, so I'm happy with those. I'm going to set those up on the shelf, and hopefully my kitty cats won't knock them off. Oh, now this one cracked. Ugh. That's the thing about, gosh, this is a beautiful one too. I guess I have to keep this one. So, you know, when you're working with porcelain, it is really, I don't know, for me, it's really tricky. And I don't understand why, but it's, you know, these are like stress cracks, and it goes, I don't know if you can see that, but it goes all the way around. And I don't really understand why that did that. You know, I got them right off the bat, turned them upside down so that the top dried evenly with the sides as much as possible. Threw some plastic over there. Gosh, and I love the glaze on that. Isn't that pretty? So you know, but when you're working with porcelain, unfortunately, it is a tricky glaze. But I really don't know why that is cracked like that. I was very, very, but you know, and it could have done it in the bisque firing because maybe it was damp, and it stressed it in that firing, and it just came out in the glaze firing, which happens. A lot of times people will say, well, it was going to crack, but I didn't crack in the bisque kiln. Well, it might have cracked inside. It might have created the stress point inside, and then the glaze firing gets hotter, so it could have shown up in the glaze firing, but it probably happened in the bisque firing. So this has got a little hairline crack in the handle. Oh gosh, I just love how they look. Isn't that beautiful? So like I said, this is doe skin by Western on the bottom. And it's usually creamier, but it's a funny glaze. If it goes on thin, it turns brown. But this Tortuga turned out beautiful. Beautiful on that dark clay. So, unfortunately, you know, they're cracked, but I'll set them aside and I don't know, even with that handle, I don't know. I don't know if I'd even sell that well with that little tiny crack in the handle. I don't like to. So this is still, ooh, there we go. Oh, these are still kind of hot. I didn't have a lot of time to sit and hand glaze, so I dipped a lot of stuff. Let's see. You know what? I think this was, this is the Kentucky Mud Brown. Because look at this. I think this is the, I don't know. I think this, I'm corn-fused. Corn-fused. Oh, is that gorgeous though. Oh, it's hot. It's hot too. Hot, hot, hot. This might be the Kentucky Mud Brown, and I think this is the black porcelain. Because this turned out darker than this. But, you know, it all depends on where it's sitting on the kiln shelf too. You know, some shelves get hotter than others. So I'm going to put my gloves on because this is very hot. Wow, that is beautiful though. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Look at how dark that is. That is nice. And so, you know, I hand built with this. And I did have one little crack in one of them, and you know I try to put pots inside to keep them round, and then as it shrinks I take them out and then I put them back in, take them out, put them back in, but they still, with the handles on either side, for some reason they still warp a little bit. But you know, for me that doesn't really bother me. And then there's the stamp, my Cincinnati stamp that I had made, and if you are interested where I had it made, I can give you, just let me know and I'll put it in the description of the video. I can't think offhand of who it was, but I will tell you, it was not cheap. What I did, but this is I think this is a 4 or 5 inch stamp. So it's a huge stamp, and what I did was I drew, I looked at some pictures of the city of downtown Cincinnati, and then I hand drew a picture out of pencil, and then I just combined some of the things of the city I wanted in there. I can see the suspension bridge and the tower with the crown on the top here, and then so I hand drew it, and then I sent it into this company, and they made a stamp out of it. But I will tell you, this stamp was about $170. So they're not cheap. But you know, if you make a bunch of stuff out of it, it's well worth it. But that bowl turned out gorgeous. Wow. I hope they all look like that. Here's another one. Whew. Gosh, I like that. And you know, usually I paint the inside white, but I was so afraid. Do you remember when I painted the inside white with underglaze once on the dark clay and it all bubbled? I was so fearful of that. I didn't want to risk that, so I just dipped these in the Tortuga. This is the Tortuga glaze from Kentucky Mud Works, and so was the other one that I just showed you. So wow, those are beautiful. I love those. I don't see any cracks on these, or I really like that. And here's another one I did. Now this one didn't turn out white is good. This is deep sienna speckle. It kind of modeled my design. It's a beautiful, beautiful glaze. I probably just put, maybe I should have not had it quite so thick on the front, but you can still kind of see it. But yeah, I left the handles plain. I really like that, how I left the handles bare. But yeah, I like that too. Not as much as the other ones. And I'm going to change my handles. I don't think I'm going to do these kind anymore. I think I'm going to change them to this. What do you think? So see, these are more stable, okay? So when I do these, they like to crack down here because, there's not a huge meeting point, attachment point. Plus, they're harder to store in the cabinet. When you put them in the cabinet, you can bang them like that. And these are much more stable. There's no cracking at all ever with them like this. And they're easier to store in the cabinet. So, I would probably go to the smaller ones. Anyway, so here's a couple more. Here's another one. Oh, I love these. Wow. So here's another mug. I think this is Kentucky Mud Brown. With the Tortuga in the doe skin by Western. So this one turned out great. It's nice when a few things turn out, isn't it? Here's another one. This one turned out perfect. Oh, that is so pretty. And this one turned out more of the creamy. It must have, this is probably one of the first dips before it started settling out. That is really pretty. I love those. I'll have to make some more of those. And here's another one. And this one's got a stress crack, or an S crack, I guess, but that is just, That doesn't go all the way through, so there's nothing wrong with the mug. That's a beauty, but see, look at the bottom. I have some white porcelain too that I've thrown with before, and the success rate is, out of 10 bowls you probably have 1 or 2 that might have an S crack, which isn't bad. But with the B mix with grog, it's rare I get an S crack. So here's another one I dipped in their Tortuga. That turned out pretty. And this is the black porcelain. So, yeah. That turned out really pretty. I like that. And here's a couple more bowls. Oh yeah, that turned out nice too. I like when there's some variation in the glaze and it's not all a solid color. And then I put a design on the bottom where I trimmed it that matches the design here. And I think it just helps when you're picking the bowl up, that you've got some grip here. So, and it gives it some interest, some definition. I love to do that in the bottoms. Oh, this one has a nice crack. This will probably become a cat bowl, a kitty cat bowl. It's got a really weird. Oh, look at that crack all the way through, but it doesn't go all the way through. Nothing. That is just bizarre. I thought at first it might be a scratch, but I don't think so. If it was a scratch, well, I don't think it's a scratch. It was a beautiful bowl. So I won't have a whole lot left to take to the pumpkin festival this weekend. Although I did glaze some more stuff. I'm going to glaze a couple things today after this, and I will video that. I have a couple platters. I think I'm going to paint some snowmen on. Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. Sorry. a bit jumpy. So a kiln post stuck on the bottom of the shelf, and I always tell people, you know, make sure you jiggle the shelf first. But when I get talking, then I forget. Thank goodness it didn't land on a piece of pottery and break something else. So here's some more of these platters, and they're okay. Ah, gosh. This has got a hairline. It's got like a little stress there, a crack. You can see that. Which, you know, is fine to use because they don't go all the way through. But, you know, as a person trying to sell stuff, I can't sell it. Oh, frustrating. I will not be buying that again. And I can tell how it warped, too. Now, this one's good. It looked like it warped a little bit on the shelf in the heat. And almost, we'll look to see if it doesn't crack more. This one has, I don't know, I think it's just in the glaze. Maybe the glaze is not a good fit with this. There's a little hairline surface, like crackling, which is fine if it stays like that. I think it warped a little bit. Let's see. No, it looks okay. I don't know, it's just kind of weird. Oh, and here's one more. This one looks good. No cracks. So again, this is the black porcelain. And I did look it up. Somebody said you can't put it in the microwave. But I looked up the information on it, and it doesn't say anything. I have not seen anything about that from the manufacturer. So if you have seen something from the manufacturer, let me know, but I did not see anything. So this was slab built with white slip over the top, and then I rubbed off some of the white slip, and then I bisque fired it, and after the bisque fire, then I put a clear on, so yeah, I like that. I like when they look kind of rustic. And I actually really like the slip or the white underglaze over the dark clay when you don't have to put a clear over it. I love that look even more. I like when it's matte. Okay, let's see. I don't see any big runs on anything, so. Oh my goodness sakes, look at oh, this one cracked up all over the place. Look at that. Oh, that is just bizarre. Look at that. Oh goodness. Well, my plumber, maybe I'll donate him to my plumber. He loves, when he comes here to the house, you know, he's always going through my pottery bin, and he loves to collect mugs, so it's pretty bad when you know your plumber, you know, by first name and like he's part of the family. It's oh goodness. Then we have one of those houses. It's kind of like it's a work in progress. So yeah, so here's another one with the Tortuga on there. Very pretty. Love my Cincinnati bowls. Yeah, I love those. That Tortuga, the way it, and it's not really a translucent glaze, but you see the way it went into the cracks? I love how it shows up the design of the city. And that was just dipped. I didn't rub that off or anything like that. Love that. Love, love, love that. So here's some in, yeah, those are nice. So these were dipped in the dough skin by Western. So I just dipped the whole thing. You know, if I'd have known how pretty the Tortuga turned out, I would not have even bothered dipping them in the dough skin, but I wasn't sure. So, but it hid a little bit of this over here. The dough skin's a little bit thicker glaze. It's a little, I don't know if it's a hairline crack there or,
The dough skin is a little bit thicker glaze than the Tortuga. So anyway, but yeah, I like it. Now this one, yeah, this one shows up more. Yeah, that's really pretty. It's amazing, like, you know, when I hand build, I really don't get any cracks in my stuff. I say that, and then I do see a little bit. But really, it's, you know, you really shouldn't hand build with a clay that doesn't have any grog in it. You're just asking for trouble, at least in my opinion. Usually when I have stuff crack, it's with the dark clay that doesn't have the grog in it. So I'll be happy when the dark clay's gone, but it is beautiful. I love that. Gosh. I think what I'll do is, to get the same effect, is to put like a iron oxide on the bottom, and you'll get really the same effect. You'll get the same effect as the dark. Okay, so I got 4 bowls left, and that's it. And I dripped some clear on there. Oh, well, you know what I'll do? I'll just refire it. I'm going to do another bisque fire. So these are the bowls. Now they just have white underglaze on the inside with a clear, but on the outside I was just going to leave them matte. But I didn't catch this, so I have a drip of clear. So I'll clear this and put it back in the kiln today. But isn't that pretty? I really like. That really shows up nice. You never know when you're wiping off the white underglaze, you know, how well it's going to show up. Because some burns out and some doesn't. So I'll just clear the whole outside and be done with that. Here's another one. Oh, that's nice. Really nice. So this is a matte finish. So all I did on the outside was put the white underglaze, rubbed it back, and then let it go. The inside has white underglaze, but there's a clear on the inside, so it's food safe. You can kind of see that sheen. But then here's the handles that I think I'm going to start doing these type of handles. They're big enough to pick up, you know, hold them with one finger and get them in and out of the microwave. And I've got some of these that I use all the time. I mean, like 3 times a week, and I microwave them. I've been using them for years, and I just love them. Like this one, you know, it's kind of oval. Look at that, it warped a little bit. Stupid thing. Stupid thing, you shouldn't have done that. But other than that, looks good. Now this is the Kentucky Brown Bear. This is not, like this one looks really dark, but it's amazing why some look darker than others. This could be the black porcelain. Sorry, I don't know for certain. I thought. Let's see if I can find. See if I can compare the two. Man, they look the same. Yeah, they look. This is, I don't know if you remember this one. This was a bowl. Now this is Kentucky Mud Brown, and it, you know, ended up with a crack here. Beautiful on the inside, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it now. It's so hard to throw away seconds. So, and there's my last one. That turned out nice. I like it. I like the roughness on the outside. So anyway, that is all I have for today. Oh, thank you. Oh. So thanks for watching. I'm going to load the kiln here in a little bit, and so I have another kiln unloading, and I may show it, I may not, if it's, you know, kind of crooked. Ooh, don't fall out of the stand. If I think it'll turn out good, I'll show you. Otherwise, if it looks boring, I'll be like, you know, because I'll probably be unloading that. If I load it today, today's Wednesday, hopefully I'll unload it. Probably I have to work Friday morning, come home, load the car, go set up Friday night down at the Pumpkin Festival. So I'll be really rushed on Friday. We'll see. I may, if it's cool enough, I'll empty it on Thursday night. And but then if it's too dark, I won't be able to show you. Anyway, so yeah, I like the looks of the black porcelain in the Kentucky mud brown. But for me, I don't want to make 10 things and have 2 things crack. And I know some people love it, and it is beautiful. But for me, I'm just going to go back to the B mix with grog. The success rate is much higher. And like I said, you can put the iron oxide wash on the bottoms to make them darker, so you have that look of the dark clay. The iron oxide wash does not stick to the kiln. So I'm going to give that a try. I went out to Queen City Clay and bought, I think about 4 or 5, or maybe 6 boxes of the B mix. And so the B mix without grog is it's a porcelain mix, so you can still have more problems with that picture's crooked. So you can still have more S cracks with that. So I don't know. The clay with the grog has a higher success rate for me, and that's what I buy for all my students where I teach. So that's the takeaway from this kiln opening, and all the pieces I made, and obviously the success rate would have been a little bit higher if I hadn't forgot to turn the bisque kiln off before it went above 200 degrees. But I had a kitten on my lap, playing with my cute little kitten, and this kiln, like I said, does not have a preheat setting, so I could not preheat it. And I'm used to, all my other kilns at work, at the rec center where I teach, they all have, preheat settings, and my other kiln had a preheat setting, but this one does not. So I got to get used to that, and plus I knew I rushed it. I knew it was damp when I put it in there. I knew I had to turn it off, but my old brain. So anyway, so I'm gonna do another video. You'll see me in my shirt. I'm gonna do one painting a couple platters, and then maybe I'll try to do one down at the Pumpkin Festival if I have time. I'm gonna be there by myself on Saturday, so that makes it kind of difficult sometimes. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great day and much success with your pottery. And don't ever, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And it's worth it to take a risk and try things. It just doesn't always turn out. Thank you so much. Have a great day.